Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad. And tonight it's my favorite What Do We Need to Know? Just give me a moment here. Make myself a bit more comfortable. And the first thing, as per usual, that's going to be the collective reading. You can check on the cards at the thumbnail, but I'm going to show them to you in any case. And the first one, which I drew through a few hours ago, that is the Seven of Cups. Followed by the second card, which I drew, that will be the Page of Wands here. And the final card, that is the King of Cups. I mean, I know that it says Knight here, but this is a Thought Tarot. And in Thought, those of you who have handled Thought, you would know that Knights in Thought are actually kings in the Rider-Waite, and I do prefer the Rider-Waite system. In any case, what do we have in our hands? Offers, proposals. That is something that we need to know. And these offers and proposals that are going to come our way in the next few days. Now, for some, they are going to be a huge thing, you know, huge offers, huge proposals. For others, something trivial. It's going to depend on what kind of a, let's say, what kind of an opportunities you have bestowed upon yourself. That's one thing, but there is also many others, many other circumstances that surround specifically each one of us. That's besides the point. What do we need to know is that these offers, regardless of if they are going to be something grand or something small, they will have a lot of promise into it. Okay, a lot of promise. Even for the grand ones, for the major ones, it kind of gonna sound, you know, a bit way too good to be true. Okay. And this is where the other elemental dignity actually comes into play here with the Page of Wands. So these two cards, and that is a substitute. Okay, where you know we have the offer, and while it's, how can I put it into words? So we have the offer, and we know that that thing's possible, although the way that the offer is structured or the proposal, whatever the case. We think we can do it better on our own or by ourselves, so to speak, and we colossally gonna shoot ourselves into the foot. So major thing that we do need to know for the next few days is these offers, okay, these proposals, they may look too good to be true, but at least according to my cards, they are true. Now, a couple of reasons for that. With that King of Cups next to the Seven of Cups, that speaks that the person offering you, it's pretty much super professional into the field of the offer. And while you may not be able to fathom at this point how, you know, things are going to work out, for this individual that makes the offer, it's pretty clear, piece of cake, walk in the park, you name it, and for them it's just a matter of time and effort. But it isn't something celluloid, so to speak, in order to chase on this this narrative and this offer. And the second reason is, well, that is a bit more, can I put it into words? Bit more letting it off to the chance. But the second reason is that whether it can develop or not, it's yet to be seen. So there are circumstances which haven't yet happened, and because they haven't yet happened, it's possible that the offer can work out. Right, so that concludes the collective reading. Now there are going to be 12 readings, just as this one for each star sign. I'm going to start with Aries, and I'm going to run down the ecliptic. meaning that I'm going to follow Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and so on and so forth up until I reach Gemini and roll all the 12 star signs. And bear in mind, these are readings for your star sign, so use the information here as a guidance, right? As an information that can open your eyes for different possibilities, different outcomes, and whatnot. But because it's for your general star sign or for your star sign and not your general reading, they seldom do represent the complete answer to your situations. And if you do want your personal situation, specific personal situation, to be a subject of my interpretation, of my tarot interpretation, you can go to my website, which link you will find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, conspicuously, you will see full list of my services and as well their pricing. So based on your budget and as well your needs, you can go for whichever one suits you best. Other than that, if you do enjoy our show and you do wish to support us, you can totally do so using Super Chat here on YouTube or PayPal. The link to it you will find as well into the description down below. Just like Ivila did. Ivila, thank you for hold on a second, for the $11.12. Thank you, Ivila. And as well, Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Yasmin. So with that said, let me put you girls into the list. Okay. Right. So with that said, moving to the first star sign, Aries. Yasmin, welcome to the stream. Adrienne, welcome to the stream as well. All right, let me shuffle and see what we got for Aries. Yeah, it's so clumsy tonight. Now that I think of, I'm clumsy every night. I can't think of a live stream where I haven't made a mess out of my shuffling. Right, Aries, 5 of Pentacles, first one. Followed by the king, the king of Pentacles. Yeah, it says knight, but like we said, knights are kings in that deck. So we do have the king of Pentacles next to the 5 of Pentacles. And then it is the 10 of Swords. So that is how it goes. Those 3 cards. Give me a second or two. This is about doubling down, right? This is about doubling down, not wanting to take on a positive step to change that concerns a lifestyle. Whether doubling down on smoking or whether doubling down on eating fat and whatever the case, okay? But these cards do refer to a doubling down. Most likely you haven't made it yet, but maybe you are thinking about it, whatever the case. But they clearly show here an investment from your personality. Investment in devotion, investment in routine, investment in a workout, investment in a lifestyle. And what you need to know is that if you do double down on your current lifestyle, it will be a huge, at least according to these cards, well, let's put it that way, it will be a miserable experience. That is at least according to these cards. However, if you do decide to make the investment into improving the lifestyle, little by little, the problems you are facing on a mundane scale that concerns your personal experience, whether fatigue, whether dour mood, all right, whether, I don't know, feeling isolated, for example. And these are on day-to-day basis, you know, problems that or predicaments that you Aries feel, they will start disintegrating straight away to a point where, you know, they will no longer going to affect you in any way. Taco, thank you for the $33.33, mate. Thank you, Taco. Let me put you into the list. All right. The chaos never ends. Yeah, well, you know, you guys, I mean, by you, I mean the English culture. I don't know if it is an American say, or it's an English say, or it comes from the English culture. But I love that say. And the say is that, you know, only the weaklings are striving for order, while the strongest, well, they do prefer to rule the chaos. So let the chaos never end. Right, next, that will be Taurus. Oops, Taurus. Hello, living girl. You have a Y after the A with the first name, Pisces Moonbeam. Hello, News Devon. Taurus, 9 of Cups, that's a really, really good start, guys. So we don't want to see it's a fiery cards here. Another water card, 7 of Cups. And the third one, that is going to be the Hangman. And it's a great, I was about to say a great shit. It's a great thing, okay? It's a great thing that we do have ahead of you. And so what do you need to know here is that your sources of happiness, or in other words, what do makes you happy, the perspective of it is going to start shifting. Or what I mean is that I don't want to say different things are going to start making you happy, but well, that also could be the case. What I mean is that the perspective of what makes you happy is going to start shifting, but that also involves as well how makes you happy, all right? And what you need to know it is that throughout the next few days, as this perspective starts to shift for you, Taurus, you will start gaining more and more sensual joy and content and life fulfillment, and a sense for life fulfillment, and all these kind of like very, very pleasant feelings, like, you know, like your life, it's at its peak of its worth right now. And it's just something beautiful to experience into. And these experiences, at least according to these cards, they are there to stay. And one very possible, well, open up my balcony door because it's a bit hot here. So one of the ways, or the most prominent way how this is going to happen, is through lack of blockage. So what these two cards suggests, it is, you know, where your life is very well set and whatnot, and you're pretty used to it, and you're always looking forward to something, and suddenly that something have been denied from you, and kind of like you do feel like, why do I even got all these things if I can't have that thing that I want right now? Well, that denial is going to be, how do you call it, revoked, expunged. and you will have no denial any longer, and you can now look forward to that thing into the future, I mean, which is going to bring back into you that sensual joy. A very clear example to it, for example, is that, you know, you do have your job very well settled, you do have your social circle very well settled, you do own your home, you do own your car, and you're living somewhat of a satisfying life. But in your love life, you do have that guy that you're dating, or a girl, depending on your preferences, that you're dating. Things are going very well as well, and you're looking forward to making some commitment with that person. And suddenly this person gets relocated from their job in a different state or in a different country, and it isn't known if they're ever gonna come back, and that kind of like makes your life gray, right? Well, if these cards refer to such a situation, then they do represent the confirmation that that person is coming back, maybe in a month or two, but you do know that they are coming back, willing to keep on going with you. And that brings back the color in thy life, in your life, Taurus. So that was just an example, so I kind of like tried to make my points across more clearly here. Hello, Anna. Welcome to the stream. Gemini next. Your dogs are well trained. From the pictures, Taco, I can say that they're also well fed. Gosh, if someone look at your dogs, how well they're fed at, you will say, oh my god, I want to be Taco's dog. Especially the smaller one, not the shepherd. Yes, Devon, thank you for the £10. Thank you, yes, Devon. I'll put you into the list. It's kind of true. King of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. The last one is 2 of Swords. They're not explicitly stating that, but it's kind of close to mind if you do understand tarot, and especially the elemental dignities, that according to these cards, someone does need your help. Okay, someone does need your help, whether financial help or whether effort. Okay, what you need to know is that this is gonna pay off big time for you guys if you do allow that help to stream from you to them. For example, you may be furious to a child of yours, okay, and your child is trying to make up a living, is trying to settle and whatnot. You do have the funds, but you decided to teach that child a lesson. Bad choice, at least according to these cards. Okay, you should care for your own, at least according to them. But it does look like that someone does need resources you have that you do not have a disposal of them right now. What I mean is that they are not use of you right now. And what you need to know is that if you do allow those resources to be of use, to be of help, that will benefit you in such a long run, you wouldn't believe it. Because at some point, you will be in a situation that you will need that person affiliation. I'm not saying help, but just an affiliation. You will need that person to be within that situation. And if you deny them the help now, they will deny the affiliation later. That is what we have here. For you, Gemini. You have a birthday, News Devon? Oh, happy birthday. If that's the case. Cancer next. And I don't know what is wrong with the weather here. It oscillates so badly. One day we do have records high, the other day we do have records low. It's crazy. Okay. Today I think that there is a snow raining. I mean, it wasn't that conspicuous, but when you go out on the balcony and you kind of like focus on the rain, you see the rain kind of like wobbles and going upwards. It is like it's lighter than water. So that's snow. And it's what in the world? And it's April. It's May. No, it's not in April. It's May. Crazy. .35 C, that's Celsius or Fahrenheit? Because there is a huge difference. 10 of Pentacles for Cancer. Ooh, the Hierophant. And then it is the Knight of Swords. Wow, okay. Hello, Mattia. Welcome to the stream. Celsius. Well, that's good. Mattia, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Mattia. Let me put you into a list. Give me a second here, guys. Now, this Knight of Swords to the 10 of Pentacles is like a it's trap, because we do have the Hierophant from the other side. So the Hierophant in 10 of Pentacles, it pretty much describes that already a choice had been made, or path had been said, had been not said, but established, right? A norm. Let's not call it a path. Let's call it a norm, right? And that Knight of Swords to the 10 of Pentacles, it represents somewhat of a logical alternative, whether that you are going to try to figure out, or is going to, I don't know, pop up in your mind, or someone is going to present it in front of you. It's it's trap. Maybe not intentional one, but it is a trap. Now this this path, this norm, which you have already taken under, you have chosen to follow, whatever the case, by the end of the road, at least according to these cards, and that is something also that you do need to know here, is gonna reward you with independence and comfortable existence. So if that's a norm about your love life, is going to reward you with independence in your love life. And that doesn't mean being lonely or being alone, meaning that your relationship will be unaffected by exterior influences. Or career, okay, your business is going to be independent, meaning no loans, okay, no debt, and whatever the case. But you do need to believe in the process. Right now I'm reading a series of book fantasies, and there is a phrase, there is an oath, or rather like, yeah, it's words that they say in order to kind of like get initiated. And the very first one, it says journey before destination, which means that, you know, it's important how you do things rather than what you are going to get at the end. And that is something that is what you need to know, that right now it's important what you are doing and how you are doing it. rather than what you are going to get as a reward. Because if you do it right, the reward is going to find you no matter what. And maybe this journey, actually, it's going to be a point where you may try to find an alternative, ruining your experience along the way. So bottom line here, if you want to take those cards as a guidance, is that you already made your bet, stick to it. Shona say, thank you for the 20. Thank you. Let me put you into a list. Wow. Jesus. Right, next. Leo. Good night, living girl. The sun. 4 of Wands. There it is, the 10 of Swords. Thank you, trying to say. Gosh, I would love to be a Leo now. Imagine, guys. Oh no, I'm not gonna give such an example to you. But hold on a second. Give me a minute. I like to bring my water. So what these cards do represent, I know what to kind of like assign the situation into. Did you guys watch the Avengers? The end of the first Avengers? What was it called? I don't know where they fought Thanos and whatnot, and Doctor Strange kind of like went into the future to see all the possibilities into the future, how they can defeat Thanos, and then the Iron Man asked him, "Oh, do we win?" And he says, "There is a way, yeah." And Iron Man said, how many alternative versions to the future you saw? He said 1 million, whatever the case. And the Iron Man asked, well, how many in them will win? And Strange, only in one. Well, that is your one way here that we have. And the door is rapidly closing, right? The door is rapidly closing. That is signified by the 10 of Swords. With the Sun card, and simply said here for you, Leo, that will be something like, for example, at your work, we have that spot here at this, I don't know, director's place. Do you want it? You say no, you are never gonna get it anymore, right? But you do say yes, it is yours to be taken, and it is yours to be disposed of. Right, so you are going to have a one chance. That is what you need to know, and this one chance actually concludes an important cycle of development for you, and then you jump into so-called the next level. Right, so this is a chance for a significant improvement, and it's going to be pretty clear from the start there is a chance for expanding energies of growth. There is going to be nothing hidden into it. You want to be an executive, you want to be together with me, or whatever the case, but it's going to be an open offer, whether from the universe or from someone else, for a major improvement that pretty much sets closure into, let's put it that way, a barren part of your life, filling it with life and growth as well. So what you need to know it is that you have only one chance to take it. It's going to be pretty easy for you to take it. The only thing you gotta do is just say yes. But if you try to think about it, then you lose it. Then you lose it irreparably. It's not coming back. All right, so that was Leo. Now moving next, we have Virgo. I was about to give you an example of it for Leo, but it kind of touches my private life pretty seriously. Well, it is way in the past, right? But I would rather not share that kind of like experience of mine. It actually, now that I think of it, happened twice in a very short span of time. I was a student back then, in a university, that is. All right, Virgo. The Tower. The Ace of Pentacles. And it is the Devil. It's top read. Thank you for the 20. Thank you, Anna. Let me put you into a list with your inquiry. Hello, Jasmine. Welcome to the stream. So, Virgo. It's a controlled demolition. So this is what you need to know. That, let's say that your marriage is going down, right? This is just an example, right? Let's say that your marriage is going down or your business is going down. Well, something is giving here, at least according to these cards. Well, it's going to be a controlled process, controlled by you, or in another word said, is going to be on your terms, right? Whether it is a divorce that ruins your marriage or a separation, whatever the case, it does look like that it's going to be on your terms. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be instigated by you, right? But should your even partner instigate it, on your terms. Or, you know, your job is ending, again, on your terms, and so on and so forth. So that is something you need to know, that you do have some kind of an influence, right? And even if the situation looks pretty desperate, you can still turn it upside down. You can still make a turnaround or reversal, or whichever way you want to call it here. and get the upper hand and make things on your terms. Hello, Flammeret. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, but the tower is pretty much, the tower represents something we have built that is just, you know, falling apart. Nothing can be done. Aside from, in your case here, with the influencing cards, you can control it and save what is important for you. For example, save the custody of your children, or save your house if it is a kind of like a separation, or save your savings, and so on and so forth. But you can definitely save yours in it. All right, next, Libra. Jasmine, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Jasmine. Let me put you into the list. Page of Pentacles, followed by the King of Pentacles. Oh, God. And then it is the Temperance. It's a person, right? It's an individual that, at least according to these cards, desperately wants to give you something, or for what those cards are showing, to invest in you. To invest in your life. Maybe they want to be, well, they definitely want to be a part of your life. That person here that we do have. And you gotta understand, Page of Pentacles, especially when we do have something like a King of Pentacles, or God forbid, the Queen of Pentacles next to it. That is a person that see the most important thing is to be a part of your deed, or a part of your life, whether through romance, or whether through mutual business, or just, you know, just be around, to be around you. And the King of Pentacles is good because that means that they can be useful to you, and not in a bad way, like, you know, you're gonna be a leech and you're gonna take advantage of their kindness. This is a mutual usefulness. What I mean is that they give you something you are in a deficit in with, like, for example, love, attention, or some kind of a material resource, and you give something else, not the same thing, but something else to an equal value to them. So this is a symbiosis that we do have here. That is what you need to know. And it doesn't have to be with a romantic incentive. Maybe that's someone that desperately wants to work with you, to learn from you, while you can use an extra pair of hands in order to fulfill your projects, or to fulfill your orders, whatever the case. And the Temperance to it, it shows that they don't know the way. Okay, they just don't know the way. And also it kind of suggests that you have been a bit ridiculing with them. I mean, they tried to make a move, and you are approaching that move with a bit of a ridicule to it. And that makes them fearful, and you fearsome. But in any case, you need to know that you are not alone in whatever you're doing right now, or whatever you're going through. All right. Next, it's my favorite because I am the son of Scorpio, right? So we do have Scorpio on our hands. Queen of Pentacles. It is a person. With the Six of Cups. With the Ace of Cups. Well, let's put it that way. That is most likely an individual that we already had interaction with, or maybe we are having an interaction with for a prolonged period of time. Because the cards are suggesting here, we do experience pleasure spending time with each other. And there have been something tried back in the past that it didn't work out. Maybe we tried to work together or to sleep together or whatever the case, right? We tried something. And this is pretty clear from these two cards, okay? The Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. And what we need to know is that we're going to try again, right? That is what we need to know. We're going to try again, and this time around, it's going to work out. And it's going to work out to our pleasure. So that's pretty much for Scorpio. I bet Pisces Moonbeam hopes that it's working, right? Didn't work out in working. Tried to work together, not with her, but with someone else, probably. Just for example, and didn't work out. Or we may have, or maybe she's kind of like thinking of some kind of a project that we tried to make happen, didn't work out, and now he's kind of like clapping her hands. It's time to try again. Anyway, yeah, that's about Scorpio. I mean, this time around is gonna work out, guys and girls. Sagittarius. Eight of Wands. The Emperor is great. Two of Cups. It's funny, eh? Well, for Sagittarius, it's a call to take the matters in your own hands, guys. That's what you need to know here. There are so many versions of going forward that can work out for you, but whomever you are carrying, and it is a carry here, it is a hard carry, for at least for what those cards are showing. It's just can't contribute. I'm not saying that you shouldn't involve that individual, because it's most likely an individual here that you are carrying, that you shouldn't involve it into going forward, but relying on that person, it's a no-go. Relying that they're going to do their job, that they're going to do their part and whatnot, that's not the case at that point. So just to give you an example here, you are in a project of two, right? You're working on it, whatever, setting some kind of a show or setting some kind of a deal for the client. Your other half, or a person that you are working with, is gonna shit the bed. It's just there is no other way to say it. It's going to shit the bed, so you will have to take the matters in your own hands and do their job. Of course, at the end, at least according to these cards, not just only you are going to be rewarded for it, but also you will be presented with options in front of you, or windows of opportunities that, you know, haven't been available for you beforehand. Because with the Eight of Wands and the Emperor, that is when someone kind of like represents themselves in that particular case. You as the person for the job. You are the woman or you are the man, whatever the case. But relying that your partner is gonna have your back, it's not a good option, at least not for now. Right, next. Let's see you, Capricorn. The Emperor. Knight of Swords. Five of Swords. Yeah, it's a smart move, Taco. If you are to smoke, burning should be your last option available, whether vaping or heating. Burning, I kind of like, I don't know. I mean, according to my research, I'm no expert by any means, but according to my research, the nicotine which you smoke for, it is the least thing you get from the burning. You get all kinds of cyanides and carbon monoxides and whatever the case, right? So it's extremely toxic, the fume. While if you do it through vaping or through heating, it's a steam. That's completely different thing. Oh, it's gonna be fun, Pisces Moonbeam. It's gonna be fun because similar to Sagittarius here, you will also gonna have to take the lead, but rather saving someone's butt or someone's bottom for you. That these are the cards, right? Again, the Emperor, the Five of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. You will have to kind of like take or make the choice for a someone or for a something. Literally what these cards represent for Capricorn and what you need to know, it is that you will have to take it. Right? You want something, you will have to take it. Rather than hoping that it will be attuned or assigned to you. And most likely that involves a decision how a partnership is going to move forward. I'm saying most likely because it doesn't make sense for anything else, because there is a choice involved in it that simultaneously is going to work for everyone involved and it's going to make sense to you. Or let's say it's going to be a version that you will very much like. But in order that to be executed, you will have to show that you aren't someone to mess around with, all right? You have been in your shell by now, timid and, how can I put it into words, subservient, but you are out now and you aren't fucking around. It's gonna be your thing or nothing at all. And for better or for worse, someone is gonna bend the knee, at least according to these cards. All right, next, Aquarius. Three of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. That's really good for Aquarius. It's a partnership. It's a strong partnership. It's a strong partnership with a person stronger than you, far stronger than you. It's, for example, a partnership with a huge brand that it is willing to help you grow in your field. That is just for example, guys. My point here is that you are trying to develop something, right? Everybody's trying to develop something. And there will be this, whether a person or a organization, it could be a firm, it could be a company, consortium, whatever the case, that will recognize that you do have a unfound potential, but you can't break through on your own. And let me tell you the story of my brother, okay? Because that is something similarly that happened to him. When he went to England, he was working his ass off as every immigrant, okay, going into a foreign country, and his dream was to open himself a beauty salon. And he couldn't do it by himself, because for the life of him, he would never gonna be able to gather up the funds just from, you know, working eight hours a day. That's just not possible, unless you are selling drugs on kilos, right? I mean, otherwise, working an ordinary, you know, average job, you are never gonna save for a your own place in your own business and whatever. In any case, as an immigrant, that is legal though. Let's put it that way. It's legal immigrant. So he married a girl that her father offered a help, and through that help, my brother succeeded. Right? He now owns a business, a house, and whatever case. But bottom line here is that he needed someone that it is bigger than him, right? In order to break through that initial stage of growth. And that is something you need to know, that you are going to have someone that will happen to, or it could be an organization, or it could be a person that is going to believe in your talent, in that what you are you know what you are doing. It's just you do need a bit of support to break through that very first bar, right? And from there you can pretty much steamroll it around. One thing that can annoy you by the look of these cards, it is that the whole process will happen rather slow, with a lot of preparation and with a lot of planning. So have patience and accept the help. I mean, there is no reason for you to deny whatsoever. All right, and last but not least, we have Pisces. Ace of Pentacles, the Hangman, that's great, and Nine of Swords. Wow. It's your moment, Pisces. That's what you need to know. It is your moment to further your goal, finally. Whether it is your moment to make your, I don't know, emotions clear in front of someone, whether it is your moment to ask for promotion, whether it is your moment to go for a raise, whatever your goal is at that point, what you need to know it is that your moment is nigh and it is arriving next few days. So what can screw around your moment? Well, it is that Nine of Swords next to the Ace of Pentacles. So we do have a passive enemies as an elemental dignities with these two cards, meaning Nine of Swords annihilates this Ace of Pentacles, or that rare opportunity to further your goal. It right away annihilates it, meaning that you need to avoid the Nine of Swords. And in that particular case, what does Nine of Swords represent? It is the fear of the consequences, or in other words, what if I am rejected? You know, I now is my point, or rather like now is my moment to say how much I like that woman or that guy, depending on your preferences, but what if they reject me, right? And that's a fear of rejection that stops you of taking on the moment, and this moment never comes again, for example. Or now is the moment for you to open up a business, but what if things doesn't roll down, right? What if I do not attract clients, or whatever the case? Well, what if a comet hits the earth? The bottom line is that what those cards are showing here is that, you know, there is a say that we live once. That is bullshit. We live every day, right? We die once. So we should live every day like tomorrow is promised to no one. That's my say here. And therefore, Pisces, right now, you shouldn't think for the worst case scenario. Right, so that concludes the 12th. Poignantly, well, why do you use that word? Isn't poignant means like sad? Like in emotional distress? It's very difficult to find a clear explanation to that word. So if you can elaborate. Anyway, going for the super chat. First one, that's going to be Yasmin. I forgot if you do have a specific inquiry, so let me check it out. No specific one. Really? Okay. I didn't knew that. For what I understood from the dictionaries, it kind of means sad. It means like, you know, when, for example, someone from your family passes away, you do have a poignant mood. Like sad mood. Or poignantly facing a revelation, meaning it's yeah, I do have them. I do have them, mate. I'm sorry for the last time that I just forgot them. Okay, at my funny thing it is that when I'm traveling to my parents, I always forget something here that I'm supposed to take. And while I'm departing from my parents, I always forget something there that I'm supposed to take. So I am slowly kind of like depriving my place from things that I need. Last time I forgot my charger, so I had to buy a new one. Let me open up the dictionary. All right, let's clear that thing right here, right now. So we have the word poignant. Yeah, it's like devastating in terms of a feeling. That's why that's says. But I wanna poignant. So evoking a keen sense of sadness and regret, that is what poignant means. Yeah, I was right. But I definitely heard it in another context that doesn't mean that. No, that's not true, Taco. You know, I made a note that I do not understand that word very well with a purpose because I have heard it in a different context and the dictionary doesn't cover up the different context. Okay, so maybe you are right as well. All right, Yasmin, let's go forward with your reading. By the way, that is one of the first words that I learned when I start reading English, because it's not very it's a seldom used word, if at all, in in verbal English where we talk on the street. Nobody uses poignant. Mm. All right, Yasmin, those are your cards. And they do involve dealing with, I think that was faithful here that Taco used that word because I'm going to use it right now. So they do involve dealing with poignancy and maybe sadness, problems. I don't want to say grief, but that is also possible. And finding a very stable ways to do so, to deal with whether lack of progress, not exactly lack of progress because you suck or you stole or anything like that, but a lack of progress because right now had been whether denied or whether it's just it's it's not the time, it's not the place, it's not the moment, and whatnot. That is not to say that you are going to be poignant. On the contrary, right? You are dealing with it through having fun. So what you need to know is that within the next few days, right, you're gonna find many ways how you can have a good time, associating yourself with people that you're gonna like and that you're gonna like spending time with, incorporating yourself with deeds, projects, hobbies that you will find a true enjoyment into, which are gonna take mind of that progression, so to speak, that right now it's unavailable for you due to, again, either lack of resources. I do suspect that is a poor timing, right? Or maybe you got ahead of yourself and you just can't continue until, you know, all the things catch up. And very clear example of it is that if you are working in team, you did your job, your teammates haven't done their job, and now you have to wait. And that annoys you, that aggravates you. Well, you will again find time to kind of like handle it. A very stable one, okay, very stable thing. So that is going to be an experience which is going to serve you for a very, very long time. That is what you need to know here. So it's like it's more of a spiritual experience that you're going to have within the next few days rather than something physical, like, you know, a new opportunity or anything like that. All right. Taco, you're next. Oh, it's usually there. Okay, it's usually at work. You're welcome, Yasmin. All right, Taco. These are cards. One second here. Make sure that you're seeing them. So these are the Lenormand cards for you. We do have the bouquet, the key, and the garden. These are your tarot cards. Knight of Wands, Nine of Cups, and Eight of Swords. It's a floodgate. You know, mate, let me give you an example of it. When I was a kid, our country was kind of like, well, the communist regime just ended, right? And after the inflation, everybody was kind of like trying to get as an illegal immigrant to a different country because, you know, the currency here was very poor and whatnot. I don't want to get into it. Bottom line is that my dad was able to make it, and he went to the Netherlands and worked there, and actually the cash that he made there was a fortune here. So my mother was able to buy me a computer, and I was from the very few in my town that I had a computer, and that attracted a throng of kids, right? It was just it was a plethora that was trying to get to my house, and they were trying to be my best friends and whatnot. Okay, so it's a floodgate, and that's what we have for you. That's what you need to know, is that you do have something, whether a lifestyle, right, or whether a mansion or a car or whatnot, that will attract a throng of people to you. Or it could be a business idea, right? It could be a business idea as well. And your personal experience will be fuck, right? I mean, I mean, you're not going to be very pleased that you are attracting so much attention, but attention is what we do have, which is going to stream toward you, and it's going to serve you best if you make the most out of it. Because for what it seems here, with especially with those two cards, Taco. Okay, some of these people, or one particular individual, which you are going to attract through that present of yours for them, you can actually use that person or these people to your own benefit in one way or another. Okay, so lemons out of what? Are you reverse engineering things now? No, that is more like, say you love bikes and you buy a new chopper, and suddenly people that like bikes in your area are trying to make friends with you because you do have a new bike. They want to try it, and so on and so forth. Okay, and one of these people may have a connection that you do need, and so on and so forth. So that is kind of like an example of your cards. For the floodgates. So yeah, and bottom line for you, mate, is that you will not gonna lack attention. Yeah, exactly. You know, you show off your bike to a person you know, not exactly a friend, but a person you know, and they have a bunch of friends and say, hey, do you know a guy, they bought a new Harley or whatever the case, and suddenly before you know it, people are coming about trying to kind of like take a picture with your new chopper, and it's just a floodgate of people around you. Well, you never know. That could be, for example, a post in the social media that is going to open up the floodgates. Yeah, time will tell. All right, next. News Devon. It's your birthday. So let's see what awaits you. Those are cards. You're welcome, Taco. Those are cards for you, News Devon. A loyalist. right? A loyalist in your job, in your work, or a person that you are working with. And that's what you need to know. And through that loyalist together, well, through him or through her, it's not going to be exactly together. It is just through them you will have the opportunity to establish. And I don't know how to explain it exactly, but whether you're fighting for some kind of a bill at work, or whether you're fighting for some kind of a equipment, or whatever the case, through that person, whatever your fight is at work, okay, and that fight kind of like affects difficulties that everybody is facing. For example, without that equipment, it's much more difficult to do your job, and so on and so forth. It does affect your job though, okay? That is about a work environment. So your fight through that loyalist that is around you will be successful, at least according to these cards, and you are gonna feel very good about it. Okay, you're just gonna feel very good about it, and you're gonna know after that experience that you have at least someone that you can count on at work. All right, next, Mattia. Give me a moment, Mattia. Yeah, that's thanks to you guys. That's thanks to you. Give me a second. Those are your cards, Mattia. Those three. And they do relate to some kind of a traveling plans, something to travel or something to do with another place, another state, another country, but most likely it is a traveling. And while the preparation for that travel or the plan, this is what you need to know. While the preparation and that plan will be successful, not everything as a target to it. Because you know, you do make a plan. For example, you decide to travel to another state to do this, this, and this, and this 7 things, let's say. 2 out of those 7 will not going to be able to be planned or established, but overall the travel will be rather successful. Or in other words said, some of the peripheral activities which regards to that whether traveling or whether a deal with a different place will be plagued and will not want to be able to, or corrupted, right? Not just plagued, but corrupted. And you won't be able to kind of like finish them successfully, so to speak. But that is not to say it's going to be a failure, right? For the most part, what was the important part of it, it will be conscientiously developed and executed as well. Just it's not going to be with the flying colors, just so you know. Yeah. That is what you need to know. Yeah. And I don't think that right now that I'm looking at it, I don't think that that's another country, another city maybe, another state. I don't think that it is about another country. Gosh, hope that you have to travel to another city and your car breaks. That's gonna be awful, but it's possible. All right, next. Shaughnessy. You're welcome, Mattia. All right, Shaughnessy, what do you need to know? Those 3 cards here. Someone, plural, that is, has a romantic interest in you. New people, though, right? New people. Whenever you want, mate. Even if it isn't a private reading, let's have an online coffee, okay, with you. I think that I owe you that much, so whenever you have the time, we can just have an online coffee chat a little bit, you know. So I was going to say, yeah, I mean, a plural romantic interest. Now, for some reason, though, This is going to be a bit of a disruptive reveal, so to speak. Being swiped off your feet, but not in a good way. It's kind of like a shocking that, you know, that person actually has these feelings towards you. Maybe that's a friend of yours and you have them just into the friendship zone, you know, or whatever the case. But that's something that you do need to know. It is that there are people, again, plural, emotionally attached to you, and the reveal is soon. Okay, next. Anna, you want love reading? I don't know if you're dating someone or not, so that's going to be a bit difficult. Me shuffle. Yeah, Taco, mail me with, you know, your availability, and I'm gonna make sure that I'll be available at one of, you know, the times that you do have time. Oh no, those are the cards. Okay, we do have those 7 of Wands, the World, the Hangman, and 5 of Swords. The time frame is by the start of August this year. So from now, by the start of August, next couple of months, 2.5 months, so to speak. And according to these cards, is up for now. Let me take a look again. Anna, are you in a relationship right now or dating someone? I do need to know because they interpret differently if you are or if you aren't. I don't have Zoom, but I do have Skype. Everybody who owns a Windows PC does have Skype, so it basically does the same job, if not better. I don't know why people still use Zoom. Skype does things far better than Zoom. Or at least in my opinion. Yeah, Zoom has a little bit more friendly interface. It's a bit cramped though. You do have so many buttons everywhere, while in Skype you need to kind of like know your way around, you know what I mean? But it has the same functions, and it's not as heavy. You don't have to pay. It's better in any way. Oh, so just casual. Yeah, that's what I meant, because these cards does represent that it is what it is for now. So it's gonna stay just casual for the next 2.5 months. And the reason for that, it is the World into the second position, the Hangman into the third one. Now, if they were the other way around, it would have mean the same thing, but then it would have mean for your own good, right? But it's gonna stay the same way, for your own good, because that person isn't good for you. However, They are vice versa. What I mean is that we do have the World on the second and the Hangman on the third. Moreover, Seven of Wands on the first one, and it pretty much speaks that it's for your own good that the stage is as it is right now, meaning just stay casual, but it's not going to stay just casual after the start of August next year. But for now, it's going to stay that way, and it's going to benefit you greatly if you do not push it. Now, the reason why it is casual, it is because there are some exterior influences that are preventing it to grow further. For example, that person is going through divorce that is out of your hands, or for example, they do have a lot of work and this they can't kind of like actually make a commitment, or for example, I don't know, you know, their kids need to kind of like get acclimated to it and whatnot, right? But bottom line is that for now, casual, it is the best case scenario for you, for the relationship, for both of you, and is actually pretty necessary in order for you both to grow. Now, by the start of August though, these exterior influences will start growing more prominent. And at that point, you both will need to break through them. What I mean is that you both are going to feel ready, that you can go for more. And despite those exterior influences, hell, that could be his family, for example, they don't like you and they're saying you're not going to date that woman and whatnot, right? That could also be the case. But in any case, these exterior influences are not going to evaporate. They are going to be present, but you will be both of you are going to be stronger and more accustomed to each other and will have the power to break through them. All right, next, Jasmine. Of course, Anna, whether you break through them or not, it's both of your choice. This reading only shows that you can, but whether you are going to, well, that depends whether you're going to choose that you will or you will not. And under you, I mean both of you. Right, Jasmine. What do you need to know? Hello, Jen. All right, Jasmine. Those are the cards. Ace of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. There is a man involved, and basically through a gift. So that man is going to make a present for you. It could be a simple flower, but it's going to be a present nonetheless. And the reason is that through that present, they want to show their loyalty to you. What is the incentive? I can only speculate, okay? Can only speculate, but this is going to make you feel really, really good. And it's safe to say here, that is a man that you do have a history with. What I mean is that you very well know each other, and by that point it's very possible as well that you do see that man as a selfish man, as a selfish person. And one of the incentives of that present is to prove you that that's not the case, and that they can be loyal to you, whether loyal in business or loyal in bed, whatever the case, right? But that will be the incentive for you through that present. So pay attention to whomever male wants to make you a gift. Accept it. It's gonna worth it. All right. And last but not least, we do have Ivila. Your question was, for as far as I got at it here, is that you reach some kind of an arrangement with a person at your work. How to both improve yourself through your differences. That's what I do understand through a tough conversation today. So you want to know how this is going to impact you, and that's what we're going to check out. You're welcome, Anna. Those are your two cards. Three of Wands and the Six of Wands is going to impact you great. In fact, according to them, I can't really say that you can rely on that person, but you are definitely heard. All right, whatever you said there, it hit the mark, and you made your points across. Because with the Six of Wands as an influence to the Three of Wands, it kind of means that, you know, your point was recognized, right? You received the recognition you sought with that conversation, and this conversation established pattern, a successful pattern that will be upheld within the next, I don't know, within the near future. Let's put it that way. Usually, just general tarot reading is up until 1 year, but more often up until 6 months. That's besides the point. But these are going to be, you have established patterns in between each other with that colleague of yours that are going to be upheld. And based on this predictability, because that's exactly what is going to bring to the table, you will be able to kind of like fit within the expectations with that person, will allow you to go for a greater achievements. Now, whether you are going to go for greater achievements or not, that is entirely up to you. But so you know, the beast is within the cage, at least for now. How long you're going to keep it there will depend on how well you will fit within the patterns you vowed for. That will keep the other into their patterns as well that have been established with you, and hopefully you both are going to be happy. But definitely that's conversation was, I don't want to say a resounding success, but it was a very successful according to the cards, the very least, and it's going to impact you in a growthful way. So guys, that said, this is going to do it for tonight, and thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for your generosity as well, and hopefully we're going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.